Hello, this is Hafri from Hafri Butter, and today is all about birth stories. I think it's very important for our community, the African community, to share birth stories for people coming after us. Not only now, but in future. There's someone pregnant right now that has no idea on what they're about to go through. But sharing birth stories, them listening to birth stories or reading birth stories or watching birth stories inspires them and just preps them for many things, and they know what to do when the situations arise, and they kind of think of what they can do different from what you know from the mistakes that they listen to or they watch in bad stories. So today, Auntyllai, that's their screen name, shared their birth story, and it goes like this. I never expected to be pregnant because I was breastfeeding a 7-month-old baby. I was very sad when I discovered I was pregnant in May. Why? Because I was pitying my small baby. Then I informed my husband, but he was very, very happy. I also informed my mom, and she advised I keep it. That was how the journey started. First trimester was so friendly. Second trimester was a bit hard because I started bleeding at 4 months. I thought I would lose the pregnancy because the bleeding was much. I rushed to the hospital and I met a doctor, and I was given some medication and was sent for a scan, which came out normal, but was advised to go on bed rest, which I did, and everything went back normal. Third trimester was a bit difficult compared to my previous pregnancy. From one problem to the other: back pain, loss of appetite, lower abdomen pain, body pain, and much more. When I entered 34 weeks, I had to seek for maternity leave and was permitted because I was already tired. When I reached 36 weeks in the evening, I started having like menstrual pain, which was on and off. So I cooked, washed, and swept the house. The pain was becoming serious. When my husband came back, I informed him, and he said, "Let's rush to the hospital." But I said no because I don't want to go, and they send me back again. I told him, "Let me be checked. Let me be checked if it is really labor. Okay, let me be checked by the nurse if it's really labor." So the nurse in my area checked me, and she said I was really in labor. I was 3 centimeters, and she advised I should not go to the hospital now, but later. When it was around 11 p.m., I told my husband we should go. On reaching the hospital, we met one nurse, and there was no doctor yet. She was asking me of the signs that made me think I was in labor. I explained to her, and I insisted her checking me, which she did. I was told I was 4 centimeters, despite the exercises I did. I was told to go back and come back later when the contraction becomes strong. When I got back home, I continued my exercises and the pain stopped, but I continued. Around 11 a.m. in the morning, I told my husband, "Let's go back and see the doctor," because everything stopped, even the pain. So I met with the doctor and narrated everything to him, and he was telling me some story that since I have given birth before, my cervix will not close completely, that I'm not in labor. I insisted to be checked, which a nurse did, and I was told I'm in labor already. I was told to bring everything into the delivery room. I was put on a drip and the nurse broke my water. And that was when the struggle started. And before you know, not less than 20 minutes, my baby boy came out weighing 3.3 kg with tears. That's vagina tears. The baby was cleaned and dressed up, and I was stitched up. I was dismissed within an hour. Recovery was not easy because I struggled with stomach ache seriously. But Alhamdulillah, I am okay now. But baby is not sleeping in the night, which is not easy at all. But thank God for everything. Everything is normal now. And that was Auntyllai's birth story. And I think what I can pick from this is when labor started and when she got to the hospital and the doctor said she was not in labor, but the nurse said she was in labor. And that's the thing about hospitals. You get one story from one person, you get another story from the other person. There's always conflict. But I think what she did here about knowing her body was the most important thing, because it doesn't matter if someone checks it now and it was 3 centimeters and another person checked it was 4 centimeters. You can like get to 10 centimeters so quick, and she gave birth to her baby within 20 minutes, you know. And she was put on a drip. I don't know if she knew what drip it was, because it's very important to actually have someone with you and always ask questions. Sometimes they induce you without you knowing. Them breaking the waters was not necessary, you know. So there are many things that we just have to, know now and think about it carefully. That everything that is done in the hospital, do we know about it? Do we know what they're putting in our system? And in terms of her having vaginal tears, it comes down to we trying our best to actually be in the right position for birthing. But she did something very important here, which was when she was having contractions and they checked her and everything stopped, she did not stop doing her exercises, you know. And that is one thing that we have to realize, that when you start to have contractions, you can have like contractions for days, you can have contractions for hours, for minutes. But one thing you have to do whenever you have contractions is to actually work with your body and just do your exercises, which are very important. Do your exercises and work with your body, and don't be too anxious, so you can just relax and exercise, have sex, everything, drink your ewedu juice and everything, and just go along with your body, and it will help a lot.